Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to tell you a story about my artistic life and why I started painting and drawing, and hopefully this will encourage others. So first of all, I want to talk about my school experience. I had a difficulty in my school life because I was dyslexic, and in the time when I was at school, it really wasn't really known that much that people have suffered from dyslexia. And so I was continually able to communicate okay with everybody, but as soon as I needed to put something down on paper or read anything, I had difficulties because I couldn't actually read till I was 11 properly, and I couldn't actually write. I still can't write very well now. So, and as for spelling, spelling has got a lot better with the course of the computers that you can use these days. But in those days, we're talking about the 60s and early 70s, you were just put in a class where people had special needs, but there was no help given. And I found it very difficult. So anyway, this specific situation happened when I was in my secondary school, and I really loved artwork. And for the first time, we had art lessons. And I can remember very clearly having all this beautiful yellow paint, yellow poster paint to work with, and big paintbrushes and lots of paper. I was very lucky to have a very good art teacher who was called Mary Cummings, and she just qualified from Bath University and was just amazing. She was very inspiring. She showed us pictures of Van Gogh's sunflowers, and she said just do. Also, she showed us pictures of Van Gogh's fields of corn, and I was just inspired, and she said just paint. And so there was this yellow and this wonderful yellow ochre, and it was just amazing to put these marks down on paper. And it was thick paint as well, so not the thin paint, it was thick and textural, and you could use the paintbrush in different ways. And I remember this vividly. It's sort of one of those things which is really put in stone in my memory of my enjoyment of those mark making moments of using poster paint for the first time. And I kept rushing up to the teacher saying, look, wow, look what I've produced. And then I'd come running up with another one that I'd done. And so she could see that I was one of these children with this, either a problem or, incredibly enthusiastic about painting. So anyway, this continued, and I continued to have a very difficult time at school. But the only subject I excelled in was actually art. And she mentioned one day when I was thinking, we had to make our options at which GCSEs or any exams I could possibly do at all. And she said, oh, you want to think about going to art college? And I thought, I could never go to art college. I can't, I could never get any exams at all. I just can't do it. And this made a big change of heart in my mind. All of a sudden, I suddenly thought, actually, there's something that I really would love to do. I would love to go to art college. I made my mind, and I was determined to do well in art and to go to art college. So this was tremendously difficult for me because I had to find subjects where the written word was needed, of course, and to be able to read was needed, but multiple choice question, going to be looking at your spelling quality or the way you put down the words, but on your knowledge. So I excelled in biology and that area of science, human biology and plant biology, where I enjoyed the concepts and was able to get the basic it was not GCSE, it was actually CSE, and I needed to get a grade 1, which is the top grade. I needed to get 3 to be able to even consider it for art college. And then I had to get an A level. So we just had to progress on that story. But I just want to talk about the artwork, and I'm going to talk about specific pieces because I've been sorting through my plan chest. And my mother was very good at keeping all of my artwork. So I have sketches and drawings here which go back. They're actually dated 73, 74, 75. That's 1973, 74, 75. And looking now as being an art teacher for many years, I can actually see that I was a naturally inspired abstract painter and textural artist. Just incredible, some of the work. So it was purely abstract. I was patterns and shapes, textures, mark making. It was just something that I could do naturally. A particular piece I did for my CSE Grade 1 exam piece, which was all coursework. There was no writing involved. I got a Grade 1. Was this lovely piece here, which I've still got. It's a piece which is made out of art straws. I'll show you a proper photograph of it. But you can see the size of this piece. And it took me hours and hours and hours of cutting and shaping. But I found out by cutting the art straws in different shapes, you could do all different types of patterns. And so by, you know, using tweezers and sticking it down, I made this incredible piece. It's discoloured and falling apart now. But actually, at that time, it was very stunning. It was white, black and white, and everyone was very impressed. I then continued after getting my 3 GCSEs or equivalent to do an A-level in 1 year, so I could actually go on to art college and do the foundation at Bournemouth College of Art. And she said that I should continue being an abstract artist and just do my own thing. And so within that year, I focused on drawings of bark because I was very interested in the design of nature, the design of wood, the patterns you could see looking through a magnifying glass. Developed this style. This is one which I'll show you again, but this is a very large piece that I did for my A-level. It's done in oil pastels. It has got a title, but it could go either way up. That's something that I've always been involved with, is actually something doesn't have to be one way up or another. You know, I didn't use perspective or standard perspective in my painting and drawing. It was very much a free form of painting and drawing that I developed. And there was nobody in my school that did anything like it. They were very much into drawing bowls of fruit and studies of flowers. But no, that didn't interest me at all. I just wanted to progress in this abstract, this natural, fluid abstraction, which I don't know where it came from. It just came, you know, I would say it comes from God, of course, because all creativity comes from God. So I developed this style. And then for the A-level in 1 year, I had to progress to have a significant piece to send up to the A-level board. So I had quite a few drawings, quite a few pencil sketches. And my major piece was in embroidery. There we go. I'm lucky to have this A-level piece to show you. But this was a development that was made in materials. I hadn't ever done material sculpture or material embroidery before, so I ventured off into this particular style. Now the piece itself was made from felt and satin. I used metallic thread and sequins. I would suggest that you keep hold of your significant pieces in creativity right the way through your life if you can. Because when I look at my piece now, I can remember exactly how I felt, my emotions. I was 17 years of age, and it was started when I was 16, and I was just having a boyfriend at that time, and so I can remember all these situations that happened, these friendships that I had with my friends, and the TV programs I was watching when I was doing that, like The Avengers, and Coronation Street and all these programs, because my mother watched television a lot, and that's the main room where I had to do my artwork. And so this piece was entitled also by my favourite artist at the time, my pop star artist. I had a crush on Cat Stevens, and so he had a new album that was out, which is called Catch Bullet 4. And that was a track on it in particular, which is called Kansas City Nightmare. And so I used to listen to my album of Kansas City Nightmare and my Cat Stevens albums and embroider until late in that night. And I did get my A-level. I had just enough qualifications to go to art college, and I got I got an award from the school for my achievements. I got a book given to me, which was quite something in those days, because I really didn't think I was going to make much of myself in life. Being dyslexic, you have a big chip on your shoulder, and you think that everybody, everybody else can do everything, and you're very, can't do it. And very insignificant. But I just wanted to say that my claim to fame also is Damien Hirst, who's a famous artist, got 1 A-level, as I did 1 A-level, and he actually got the same grade as I did, because you could start off getting A, B, C, D and E and then fail. He got a D, and so I did as well. So I got an A-level grade D, which is just 1 above failing. And I was impressed to get to art college, and when they saw my folder, they were pleased with what I'd done. But that's another story, and I'm going to tell you all about that in another video. So thank you so much for watching. This has been a privilege to talk to you about my journey from art school to art college. And give me a thumbs up, like a prayer request, because I am a prophetic artist, which I will give you a picture that speaks supernaturally into your life through God. Please request one through my email, which is down in the description. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.